Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Antimatter Chemistry. In today's episode, we're starting off in the deep dark, and we're gonna set up a couple of new spawners. And for that specific reason, I have destructed a little bit more space over here, and I think behind here somewhere, we're gonna sneak in our another spawner, and we have this other deep dark portal, which is one that we made before, and I kind of sadly cannot mine this because it is unbreakable. There it says it's no tool, so I could potentially, if we really were picky, I could go in creative and just destroy them manually. But for the time being, I'm just gonna leave them. If somebody gets stuck in here, they can leave that way, I guess. But let's turn on F3G and figure out, yeah, this is probably where I would put the spawner, because, I mean, it's gonna be kind of in line with that one, but we can put it, let's say, in this corner. Actually, that won't probably be a problem, and we can kind of hide that. That might actually work out. Hold on, let's grab this guy. And let's say we put it right here. So we need a 9 by 9. So that's 9 by 7, 9 by 9. There we go. And yeah, we can probably actually, let's move it a little bit closer. Let's move it right next to it, like there in the corner. So 8, 9, and that's 10, 9, 9 by 9. There we go. That way we can pretty much put netherrack directly on top of it and hide it that way. And that I think should be pretty cool. It might show up in the underneath room because that, yeah, let's do this. Hold on. Let's do it like this. This one, 9 and 9. So like this, right? So we have this block still available for the room underneath, but we can still hide this with some netherrack kind of like in the corner there. So that should work out fine. As far as this one is concerned, we can probably hide it as well by putting some blocks on top when we run the path or something, because it's not really necessary to have those, because we have the /home command, and also we can just use the dislocators. We can set up here one for future people that might play here and forget to set up a home command, for example. And just to quickly show you again how I do the building for this, I have this guy set to vertical column with range 15, and I build a 2 wide column going inside from each corner. So you build the corner and then 2 on the inside, and doing that for all 4 sides, like so and like so. And then this corner, bam, 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 bam. You do then have to build it on top again as well, but that is fine. And one really neat thing that I figured out is that the bag of holding is actually recognizable by the building gadget. You can see that this is showing up as red, as I don't have the building material, but it pulls out directly from the bag of holding, which is kind of nice. It doesn't work with the satchels though, which is really strange that Dire would make it work with bags of holding, but not the satchels, since the thermal expansion is quite of a bigger mod as well. So the next step is then to take a little bit of dark glass, and we're just gonna place one down here, select it, and then we can do stuff like this going all around here. So bam, 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 bam. You could also do a 5 by 5 vertical wall, I think, but the vertical column is just easier in my opinion. You just do that, and then it's simply completed much quicker. And then I'm just gonna go and set up the spawner inside. This one is gonna be the blaze spawner, and I am gonna have a setup probably, if we can get to it, for the other rods. So for example, for blitzes, and for basalts, we would need to find one of each of those. And I think we can do that with the dimension builder. We can find dimensions where they spawn in, or biomes, I should say, where they spawn in, because the other solution to get these rods is to use the pristine thermal elemental matter, which you can get from the thermal elemental data model. And I don't know if which ones you have to kill, because this produces all of these, and I would assume you would need to kill one of these. Deep dark, stop it. So I don't know if there's a spawn egg for like blizzes, and if you can craft that, or blitzes. You cannot craft that. What about the basalts? Can you craft one of those? No, you cannot. So you have to find them in the dimension anyway. So we might as well then get one in a mob imprisonment tool and just do the capturing thing with the sword to get a spawn egg, and then set up a spawner. Seems like a better idea. I got the blaze spawner fully up and running, and down here it looks very magma blocky. We kind of get hurt a little bit, but we're not really going to be coming down here that much, so it shouldn't be a problem. We can jump over the magma blocks as well, but that is kind of like the block that I use to designate the blaze. I could probably do with some concrete or something, but this is a nethery block and it looks pretty cool in my opinion. As far as the Endermen are concerned, the spawner is working, but every time they spawn, they have a chance, because they drop down. Yeah, they try to teleport around. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this syringe, and we're going to hit this Enderman a bunch of times with it. And until it's filled up. Come on, fill it up. There you go. We're 100%, we're 100%. Okay. You die, and you die. Okay, so then we can head on home. And we're going to set up an environmental controller, I believe is what it's called. So we're going to get a no teleportation environmental module. And environmental controller is simple enough to do. We can possibly set one up here for saturation as well. That could be a neato idea. But for the time being, we're just going to go down here. I don't know how much power this is going to use, but we'll basically more or less set it up just for inside of here. So we're going to put you down here. We're going to put the module in here, and you are going to need power. I don't think this guy will reach. Serving 2 tiles. Yeah, it doesn't reach. Okay, that's fine. We can cover this up again. There we go. Oh, hello. I think I have more. Yep. Missed some blocks. There we go. Everything's cool. Looking good. Right? Okay. So you need power, and I think... Well, at least I hope it's not going to use more than 80 RF. Otherwise, this needs a power cell. But let's power you up. And let's say we don't need a bigger radius. We need a radius of like 9 or 10 maybe. And then the height needs to be from... What are we here? On 180. So the height is 180 to like 190. Do height 180, 190. You're filling up with power, so you're using 6 RF per tick, I think, and we'll see if this is fine. If not, I'll tweak it a bit more, because they probably should just start teleporting down here on the bottom, so it should be fine, I think, to prevent them from teleporting. I do still need to cover up that thing on top to prevent these guys from doing their thing, so if I punch you, you should be as good as dead. Which block do we want to use to cover this? I'm probably gonna use I used nether brick in here. I still have no idea how I'm gonna decorate that, but we could use endstone brick, I guess. Even though endstone would probably maybe look better, and we could replace this with endstone. That could be a thing that we do. But I decided to use endstone bricks for the side here. You know what endstone will do for now, and we can sort it out later. Let me just get rid of some of this. Where is my endstone? Here. Aha, there we go. So let's get a few of these going. That's probably way too many, but that's fine. So let's go bam, bam. I'm just going to cover it up all the way to the top, and that should be well enough to protect Endermen from spawning on top of the spawner, is what I mean. As I was removing all of these redstone transmitters, because we're going to hook them up to the applied logistics system right now, I realized that if you just break this without flipping the lever, the spawner, I believe, stays on. Yep, it just doesn't do anything. So basically, you have to place this down again, flip it over again, and then turn it on, turn it off, or turn it off like so. And now the spawner should be off, and you can break that, which is just an interesting thing that I figured out. But we're going to head on home. And I want to set up a bit of a way of how we can have like a control panel. It's going to be automated with the applied logistics system, so it's not going to be really a control panel. It's more going to be visual, kind of like that. So let's see, if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 6 spots. Do I have any plans for more than 6 spawners? Wither skeleton, enderman, blaze. Oh, I have the whole blaze, blaz thing. We could do 3x3s like this, right? We can put maybe something like this, and we can put, ooh, actually, that, we're gonna need more, yeah, okay, I'm gonna figure it as I go, because we're gonna need more than, yeah, we're gonna need 1 block of space in between, because I kind of want to put a redstone lamp and then the spawner beneath it, possibly like an ender pearl just on the wall, could be a designation for that, or maybe the lamp behind the ender pearl. That could be cool for the enderman. But we're going to have multiple spawners, so I think we're going to have them on both sides, and I'm going to figure it out next. I have figured out a system where we won't have to put everything into 2 block deep of a space, and we can hide everything underneath in the basement. So we have a structural duct running downstairs with redstone relays on each of these redstone lamps, and these are going to indicate if the lamp is on, the spawner is on. So once we hit the threshold of the item in the system, it's going to turn off, and we can see that from the lamp here directly, which is wonderful. So this guy is set to the color black, which is the lovely feature of the redstone relay, that it can have 16 different colors. So downstairs here, we have a level emitter that is hooked up to, say, 1 million coal. And as soon as we are below the limit, it's going to emit a redstone signal. So that is then powering this black antimatter, which is powering this redstone transmitter, which is also powering this redstone relay. So the lamp is on and the spawner is on. And we can test that by going in here and seeing that we're getting loot from the wither skeletons. So as far as the witches are concerned, we're going to set up a purple antimatter. Witches are on my channel too. I have written it down. So we have this set to be redstone. I'm firstly was wanting to control this for glowstone and for redstone, but I think just having 5 in here in a row should be fine. So that is set to 1 million redstone as well, because we need a bunch of it for the redstone singularity. This guy, oh, nope, this guy from Aborigia, it requires 8,800 redstone blocks for 1 singularity. So we're going to keep a bunch of redstone in the system. And we can then add a redstone relay right here, set to be color purple and set to redstone input. And if we go up here, we should see this lamp is now on. And the next one that we're going to do is going to be yellow. I'm going to do one more together and the rest we can do off camera. And before you mention, I could do the whole P placing, but that does a weird lighting glitch. And I am using clear item frames from Tinker's Construct, which are just wonderful. So I don't have a zombie pigman data model because it doesn't exist. If we look at data models, I don't think that that one of those does exist. So we're going to just use the zombie one for the zombie pigman. It should be fine. So we need a redstone output right here. And then downstairs, we're going to say 1 million gold as well. 3, that should be good. That, and emit when levels are below. And then we're going to toss a yellow antimatter and then also a relay right here set to yellow. And redstone input. There we go. So we should be seeing items coming in here as well. Yep, in here and also in here. Cool, so all of that works. Wonderful. And then the next spawner that I need to set up is the Enderman and the Blaze. And the Enderman is going to go on this side. The Blaze is going to go on this side because we're going to have 3 more spawners for the Blizzes, Basalzes, and the Blitzes. And then we have 3 more. 4 more, I think. Yeah, 4 of those are going to go in there, and then 2 and 2 still left over. We could potentially fit another 2 here. We don't need more. I'm saying that, but we could put 4 there and 4 there actually. Yeah, we might not need these 2 on the end because if we have just the Enderman and then the Pigman and then the 4 blazy things, and that's pretty much it for the spawners that I need. And that way we still have these 2 gaps open, but we don't have to have them set up. Yeah, that I think sounds like a better idea. Even with the teleportation module, we still have a teleportation Enderman issue. They keep going and teleporting out because they get hurt, but this should be preventing it. It's running. Blacklist. Do we need to set up a white? No, that's for the players. In fact, hostile and passive mobs needs more power. Oh, maybe this? Oh, now it's using 82 RF. Okay, radius, lower it down a little bit. I assume it was, okay, 64. Are you gonna work now? Okay, I'm gonna go downstairs here, and I think I can I go to the outside one? I think this is this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna fly away, just so all of those Endermen despawn, and then I'm gonna go home, put the block back that I removed, this guy, and we're gonna see if that's gonna work. I had it set to players, so that's why it wasn't working, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's working. They try and teleport outside, but then they get teleported back in, I think. I saw it happen a couple of times here. Maybe we will be lucky enough to see it, just so you can get the picture. But you don't see them. Oh, there we go. Ah, there it goes. Right as I was talking. Cool. So that is working beautifully. It is using 64 RF per tick, which is perfectly fine. It should be good, I think. The Enderman did steal a few bits of netherrack from here and there. I think like 3 bits. I don't know where this one was, but it's here now. But yeah, they get teleported back in, which is wonderful. So that is working beautifully. Cool. So the next spawner that I need to set up is the blazes. And then I think we're going to go and work on the dimensional stuff. So we can hopefully get a dimension where we can actually find some dimensional shards. So we can get into Draconic Evolution. I am thinking that we can just set all of this up down here temporarily. We're going to move it to a proper spot once we know how many dimensions we're going to need and how many of the stuff that we're actually going to need to make. Because I hope that we can mine dimensional shard ore with the quantum quarry. Because I think I showed that I had the magical snow globe that I made in between episodes. I took it to the autumn to get the last 4 biomes. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we have that if needed. Actually, we're not going to do this like so. We're actually going to put this here in the floor like this. Actually, no. No. It was fine that way. We're just going to do this and then put stuff like so. So as many machines as we need. So for the minute, we're going to set up the dimension builder here in the middle. This is going to actually build our dimension. So you need to charge up with a whole bunch of power, which is going to get processed by our invisible power generation downstairs. We also need the dimension editor. You also need power, and then the dimension inscriber. This is what's actually going to construct the dimension. This is going to be, I believe, oh, this is the editor. I don't know what this does actually. Open manual. With the dimension editor, you could alter already created dimensions by inserting some types of dimlets. Ah, okay. So if we need to, okay, cool. Let's put you here, and then this guy here, and we're actually going to put you here, and then the dimlet workbench right here. This also needs power to create different types of dimlets. Cool. We are going to need a bunch of these materials. I needed 1 dimlet base part to use to make the dimlet workbench. So that is going to come from dimlet parcels, and I believe we can toss them in a mechanical user, and that will just unlock. Oh, that opens them inside. Okay. Are you going to open more, or do you need more space? Ah, it needs more space. Okay, neat. Okay, so that's really simple. Cool. I do not have apply energistics right over there, but what we can probably do is we can just manually put in a bunch of the dimlet parcels, because we're not going to need too many complicated thingies here. So let's do this. I'm going to grab a drawer controller. Or do we have, can I store a bunch of these in here? Does this work? Yeah, I think you can just store a bunch of them in here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is put that there. I'm gonna grab a servo and a duct and then just a chest, and we can store it in there. I think that should be fine. I think for the moment, we're just gonna go into a random dimension and hope for the best. This requires 1000 RF per tick to create and 10 RF per tick to run. So it should be fine. We can toss it in here and it should get built for 1000 RF per tick, which we're making. So we should be all good. So this is maintenance cost says 15 RF per tick, specify 10 RF per tick. We still do need the dialing device and the teleporter thing. So dialing device is just this, and then I need the these guys. I need the matter transmitter and the matter receiver. And we need to power the other side of the dimension, which we can do if it requires just a little bit of power with a wireless RF transmitter. There's another thing that you can do, if I remember correctly, that like there's a matter booster of some kind, I think. Isn't it? Hold on. Booster. This guy, yeah, matter booster. What does this do again? This requires a destination analyzer. Oh yeah, we can do that as well. Make 2 of these and then matter booster. I forget what this does. It probably is in the book here. It is not machine diffuser, diff branch, extract dimension, edit dimension monitor. I don't know. So let's remove this guy, which is currently no longer necessary. And we're going to put the destination analyzer right here. Does this even do anything? It doesn't have a GUI. Generally, okay, dialing device. Let's put you down here first of all, right? Didn't we can't have the name of the destination? Let's put the matter transmitter here, and we need power to go to here. So let's do a little bit of cabling down so. Because the matter transmitter is where we're gonna go, and the matter receiver is where we're gonna come back, I believe. So we're gonna put that right here. This is all temporary, so it doesn't have to be pretty. So that should be fine like so. And I can, we have now the overworld, cool. I can just do /home, right, to get back home though. So that I shouldn't need this to dial back. So here we can do this, we can say dial once. Okay, can I put like the destination analyzer somewhere? Do I need to put it next to this guy? Does that even do anything is my question. Nope, doesn't look like it. I can't even click on it. I hope I don't immediately die. I think it should be fine. We are gonna grab this guy since it requires only 10 or 15 RF per tick. I think we're draining all of our power because this is charging up the dimension, I guess. So let's see. I hope this is gonna be fine. It could have some sort of bad effect that immediately kills me, but it doesn't. So we're gonna put this guy here, which should keep these charged. Oh, we're getting withered. Wither 3, of course. Okay, so we're not gonna be able to mine in this dimension, but let's head on home. Okay, so that's a bad thing. We don't have anything that allows us to get wither proofiness. This does strength, fire resistance, and resistance. We don't get anything that allows us to be wither proof, I don't think, which is kind of sad. But we can try and make another dimension of a random variety, or I think we can, wrong block. I think we can take this one. And there is a way, can I break this down somehow? No, this is, yeah, it's draining power on the dimension. Can I do this and then extract? Okay, so it's just an empty one. Okay. Can I then make another one? ID 3. Okay, so that makes the same one. So how does one influence if we don't want the wither effect? I think we're going to start off by making a biome absorber. And if we look at absorbers, we can also do liquid, material, biome, and time, and also feature. So I think the time one should be also a good thing. And we're going to see if we can use these to craft. So biome, time, do we want there's a terrain one as well. I think that this will absorb the planes. So we can grab a lever. And if we add these if we just add it on the floor and then give it a redstone signal, this should start absorbing the planes. I don't know if you can speed this up by any means, but we're just going to do that. This guy, we're going to do that. Give this block a redstone signal at the right time you want to absorb. This should be all daytime. So did you absorb daytime? I don't think it did. Let's do this. You're absorbing terrain, you're absorbing the biome. I'm gonna grab another lever because this guy doesn't seem to want to work. It might be disabled and it might not work in here, but give this block a redstone signal at the right time you want to absorb. It's currently daytime all the time and it doesn't want to absorb it. Maybe if we go to the deep dark, is it still currently always daytime in the deep dark? Or do you it is always daytime. Do you do your thing here? No, apparently not. Maybe it's just constantly daytime but time should be a thing that is moving in the dimensions. Anyhoozle, that doesn't want to do a thing, so that's fine. So this and this will allow us to create, I believe, 2 dimlets that we can control in another dimension. So we're going to put this in here and we're going to put in the dimlets that we can create. So I'm going to go look through these and see what we can actually make and control. Because, for example, storage cell, each one says it requires like a biome thing, for example, for the oases and all of that stuff. But we're going to see if there's We can do a time. Yeah, you need the time absorber, and it doesn't seem to want to work. So I guess we'll keep that a bit of on the random side, I should say. What is the wither? That's effect. Can I do something that is like none? None. Currently not craftable. No gravity, night vision, not craftable, not craftable. So all of those are not craftable. Can I control this at any time? The dimlet effect, none. Okay, we can do that then. Dimlet effect, none. That is going to be 100, maintain cost 0 hour protect. That's fine. Okay, so these are halfway done, and we'll see if we can control this a little bit better so we don't get withered. Now that I think about it, maybe we can just try this with the effect of none, and we can see this is basically the same. Oh, it's not. It's going to be a different dimension. So it should get built up because it has the creation cost of 1200 RF per tick. So we'll see if this is going to be good. So it's ID 4. Yeah. Okay, so we can dial this once, and we should not have any effects, hopefully. Yes, cool. Can I fly? I can fly. Awesome. I didn't bring a wireless thing, so this guy is losing power. Do I have more of them in here? I do. Awesome. So this should be powered. Cool. So we can teleport back here as needed. But this is a cool dimension. It's mostly made out of dirt. I hope that there's dimensional ore somewhere in spots underneath. Because it said it's a diamond level, which is kind of like underneath here. Hello, sandstone chiseled. I don't know if there's dimensional ore. I might do a bit of vein mining and see. There wasn't any dimensional ore, not that I could find. I didn't look for very long, but it wasn't very promising. So we're gonna do that, and then for terrain, I think we have this on just terrain normal. So let's do normal. That is sky terrain normal. Boom. Okay, we're gonna add that to here. Then we need possibly feature. We can do, I mean, it's gonna be random features if we do that, but we can possibly add scattered orbs, ravines. We can do ravines probably. Oh, I need to do the feature absorber thing. I don't know. Oh, we can do the none. Hold on, let's do a feature absorber and see what happens if we do that here. Feature absorber. Oh, that requires emeralds. I don't have, I'm 2 emeralds short, really. Can I make 2 more with this? Vanadium, chromium, beryl. Vanadium, I have a bunch of that. Chromium, I have a bunch of that. And then beryl is beryllium, I think. Oh, I have beryl too. Oh, cool. I'm glad I prepared. Okay, emeralds. Boom, boom, boom. Haha, we did it. Okay, emeralds. Nice. Cool. Feature absorber. You're gonna go here with a redstone signal. And you're gonna absorb. No? Place this box in an area. It will gradually absorb the essence of a random feature of this dimension. You can use the end result of the dimlet workbench. Do you need more time, or do you just need a specific... I think... Autumn. Absorb this feature. Whatever this is. No. Do you want to go absorb a pyramid? Is this going to be a feature? Ow. Doesn't want to absorb anything. I'm totally a dum-dum. Most of these features can just be crafted. Feature dimlet none. So we can just toss that in here and not worry about it. Okay, let's search just, can I search for none? Okay, so it's the feature dimlet none, structure dimlet none, and effect dimlet none. So we have the effect, we have the biome planes. Terrain dimlet is normal, feature dimlet is that. Let's do structure dimlet. Actually, no, we're gonna leave it because then it's gonna do the whole structures for whatchamacallit, for the, there's dimensional structures that spawn in the in these RF tools dimensions. So this should hopefully be good once it's realized. So ID 5, we can dial this once. Can I remove these? I cannot. Okay. Because those are still up and running, I think, even though they're not powered. Okay. It's a sandstone plains. Okay, so I could... Hold on. Before we do anything, I don't want this to crash. Give me power. There we go. So I guess I'll go downstairs, or down below, and see if this is just full-on sandstone, or if we actually have dimensional shard ore downstairs. Down below. I didn't really find the dimensional ore downstairs or down below, but we did find this, and it has liquid orbs, frozen ocean, ravines, and then some other things. I also grabbed a cow, a sheep, and a chicken, and I think we can do this just to clean out a little bit of space here. We don't need that. Okay, we can grab all of these. I'm gonna put them in, just this satchel should be fine. And here we have a few specialties probably. Wub ore, okay. Absorption 3. And terrain dimlet island. Okay, but I didn't find dimensional shard ore. It says here, the ore can be found underground on the same level of diamond in RF dimensions. Either it's super duper rare, because I didn't mine that much, but it's very hard to know when you mine. Like, I mined this much and there's now mobs here everywhere. But let's just go like this. I'm gonna go in one direction, and if we don't find the ore after I possibly run out of hunger, then there's no ore in here. I made another dimension. I removed the feature dimlet for none, and this made, it looks like a regular dimension. Oh, it's regular. Please tell me you have dimensional shard, you have ores. Then this should have dimensional shard ores. Please. It's making a whole bunch of things with the magnet. Let's disable that. There we go. Vein mine. Go. Diamond ore. Down below. Okay. I think we're wide enough. Dimensional shard ore, please show up. Wherever you are, please tell me you have dimensional shard ore. Should be somewhere here. There it is. Our first and amazing dimensional shard ore. And what I think we can do, instead of breaking this and just using the shards, we can... I don't know how many we would need, but we could get a dimensional shard or dimlet, and we can then use that inside of a dimension, and we can just go mine all of the dimensional shards we would ever need. After a bit of mining, and I think around half a stack of dimensional shard ore later, we have, I think, enough dimensional shards to get us started in getting a shape card quarry. We are going to need a bunch of purple dye for this though, so I'm just making a bit of red dye. I could make purple dye directly, but lapis is easily obtainable, so we can just turn that into 2 stacks of purple dye. I don't know how much more rose red I have. Oh, I have a bunch. Well, we'll see if 2 stacks is going to get us started. So draconium ingots. Hello, wrong thing. I need to turn that purple dye into purple glowstone. So that should make us 2 stacks, and that should make, I think, 16 ingots total. Oh, if we toss this in here. 32 ingots. Okay, I think that's plenty for what we need. So we can collect this quest, we can collect this quest, get a Draconic Evolution tablet. We need to craft a Wyvern Core for the quarry card, so that is going to require a few of these Draconic cores. So let's just toss this in here. We need 4 of these, and that plus another star gets us a Wyvern Core, so that will be this quest. Awesome. And then to make this shape card, we're going to need an emerald pickaxe and an emerald shovel, which is doable. We have just the amount of emeralds. We also need some evil infused iron, which requires the enchanter. I think I've made this off camera at some point. And this requires bookshelves, a full set of nearby bookshelves or other enchanting boosting blocks. I don't know if we have hell shelves, right? Yeah, these require potion of regen, though. This 2.0 enchanting power, does it say how much does a bookshelf provide? Oh, we have magical wood. We can just make a few of these. I don't know how much you need. I think you need like 6. It was 1 more that I needed. Okay, that's fine. We can I'll borrow this power cell. I'll make another one later, but we can give you some power, and then we can do nether star plus iron. And we're just gonna do regular iron ingots like so, because we just need the 1 for the time being. So that should do its thing. We're gonna grab some speed upgrades. I only have these, but now that we have this guy, we could get the faster speed upgrades, which are these. They require enchanted ingots, which are made in the enchanter with gold and lapis, and also enchanted apples, which are just apples and magical wood, or lapis plus 16 apples in the enchanter as well. So that made us evil infused iron, and we can hopefully get a quarry card now if we make a regular shape card with a bit more paper. Shape card quarry. We did it. I'm gonna make it into a silk quarry card. We have enough dimensional shards for that. Do we want a clearing quarry so we see where it's mining? I mean, that could spawn mobs if we're there. You know what? We're just gonna have a regular quarry card. It should be fine. So we can set this up super easily in the dimension now. We need to make the builder block, and I'm also gonna grab an energy cell. I think I have an extra one. Yeah, also that, and I'm gonna steal this power cell for the time being. The energy cell I'm gonna set up in a way where we can control how much power this gets, because we're currently producing, I believe, if we go down here, it's 6 times 800 RF, so that is math. It makes 4,800 RF. I should have been easy to do the math on camera, but I decided not to. So in here, we can put down the builder somewhere. Let's say right here on this corner. We're gonna give you some power. Actually, we're gonna do F3G. So this is in 1 chunk. Hello, let me fly, please. This is in 1 chunk, so if we set up drawers here, it should be fine. So we'll break that. We're gonna give you the energy cell right here. We're gonna say the top to be output and the bottom to be input. So you should start filling up with power. And here we're gonna limit this to only do, let's say we do 3,000, right? That should be good for now. So we can put the power cell here, set it to output. This should refill this back up. There we go. Cool. And from the builder, we're gonna put everything into this ender chest, right? So that should be all good. And then we're gonna grab a thing that I didn't bring. We can use, well, we'll use XNet. Why not? So we'll put a connector here. We're gonna put a controller right here. Where did my pickaxe go? Thank you. We're gonna do this so you get some power as well. And then we're gonna put the drawer controller right here. And we're gonna set up an extract from the ender chest into the drawer controller as we start to get items. Before that, we're gonna set up this guy. So we can say, do a dimension of, let's say, 512 by, this is Y level, 128. Well, let's do 250. 128 is gonna be fine. Yeah, should be fine. 128 and then 512. And then we can directly void stone, cobble, dirt, gravel, sand, other things, but I don't think we're gonna, because we can just store it in the system and not worry about it. So redstone ignored. Oh, we need a lever. Lever. Hello. Boom, go. Yeah, I think it's not gonna have enough power. Yeah. It is gonna run though, so it is providing or getting stone, and stone should be stored in the system. And as soon as we get something that isn't stone, oh, you know what? We don't actually. We could just mine for dimensional shard ore. We could just set it so it mines, let's say, the lower 16 levels, and that would be a bit quicker than mining through all of the layers on top. That could be a thing that we do, because currently it goes through all of the Y levels. Actually. One thing, hold on. Shape card. You don't need 128. You only need like 64, right? So, 64, please. No, 64. That way it gets all of the copper and stuff. But we could do just like 16, and I think that would mine just the bottom 16 layers. Well, we'll do that for now. It should be fine, I think. So it's gonna go from Y64 down to bedrock. All right, the quarry is now fully working. I decided to add a trash can so we can void things that we don't need. We can keep or not keep the flowers or the seeds. We can just toss them in the drawers if need be, or we can toss them in the trash can, for example. But most of the ores, I think, have come through. If another special one, I think emerald is what we don't have. If that shows up, we can toss it in there. This entire thing is plains, so I don't think it should show up. We would need an extreme hills for that, which we can do at some point. But for the time being, this will do. We are getting dimensional shard ore. We have 5 of it total. Let's do this and then this, just so we can see. And in between episodes, hopefully we accumulate a large number of that so we can make more draconium and we can progress further in draconic evolution. But with all that said, this is gonna have to be it for today, so I'm really hoping that you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. You can also subscribe to get notified of when new videos will go live. You can also support me on Patreon as well if you want. I have lowered the prices. It's $10 to join the modded server now, not $15, and it's $5 to join the vanilla. Plus, if you join modded, you get access to vanilla as well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye-bye.